Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad you all can make it. This is About Sparta Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3, coming at you. So it's sort of funny that you eating gummies right now because the thing about you, Travis, that makes you so special is any candy that drops, I usually learn what candy it is from you. Like, you are, I think, the ultimate candy guy. So the fact that you just sit over here just eating sweet tart gummies, I had no idea they even had those out.
Hey,
And
great.
seeing that, I can believe it. I can believe it. but but anyway, man, let's get the show underway, man. Thanks everybody for joining in and tuning in to the About Sparta podcast, episode 3, season 2. We're right back, coming back at you. I know we had a small delay, a couple of weeks off, but man, it's good to be back, Travis, and be able to see your face. And tell me, how was your weekend, man?
My weekend's been going well, man. Getting prepared. Got a big tournament coming up this weekend with my team. May Hoops is the first session. Headed to
Okay.
Phoenix. So we had 4 straight days. Tuesday practice, Wednesday film session, Thursday today practice, and then tomorrow Friday practice. It's like a high school thing again. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Excited.
man. I could imagine. It sounded like you guys had a week full of practice, like the Spartans did
We did.
before they played Wisconsin. So I can imagine how that went for those guys. I'm
Yeah.
praying for it. I'll just say that. So to kick things off, Trav, I think we need to start off with the Georgia Southern game just to add some positivity to what's been going on these last couple of weeks with our Michigan State Spartans. So they played Georgia Southern a couple of weeks back, and I was actually very pleased with the win. Now I know a lot of fans aren't probably thinking why, but as a former player, getting a win to close out the month is extremely important to start a new streak, especially when you're heading into the Big Ten season. Luckily for us, we ended the month with a 4-3 record, but because of the amount of talent we have, we sure did struggle. So it was a breath of fresh air for me just to see those guys clicking on all cylinders and putting the type of beating that they were supposed to on Georgia Southern. But Trav, where do you see our team headed after the 0-1 start versus Wisconsin?
Well, kind of go back to what you said, the Georgia Southern thing. I was happy, right? I think you always need every fan, every player. You always talk about you only want to play smoke. You want to play the best team. You want to always test yourself to see where you at, so you can obviously prepare yourself for later in the season. But you need some of those games where you walk in and saying, if we do everything right, we win by 30, 40, or 50. But we're going to win the game by double figures. Guys that normally don't play a lot is going to get to see the court. Everyone's leaving the arena happy, smiling, and we're looking forward to the next challenge. So I thought Georgia Southern was a great game for us because it allowed other guys to continue to play and play well. I highlight Trey. I thought Trey Holloman, he had 10 assists and 7 points, and he started again. And I think the last couple of times he started, he played really well. So that was a great game for him. The last time we see him start, he made 5 threes. This next start, he had 10 assists and he had 7 points. Also, we haven't rebounded the ball very well this season. So to see Jeremy Fears have 10 rebounds, that was a huge sign and big confidence for him to say, hey, I can go in there and rebound. I just need to go in there and fight for the ball. And then also we see AJ play a lot better as well. And I think the last Arizona second half, he had a great second half. He started to turn that corner. And I think against Georgia Southern, he played a pretty good game. And he had 12 points, 4 assists. And I actually think he played pretty good against Wisconsin. So that's kind of the good side of things, is that a couple guys are kind of carrying over a couple good things that they are doing. Hopefully, it can move forward.
Since we brought up Wisconsin, let's talk about that game a little bit. On December 5th, the Spartans hosted the Wisconsin Badgers. And man, we talked about this throughout the podcast, and we talked about the panic button. Well, Travis, you're a more cool guy than I am. I'm starting to panic a little bit, just a little bit. I will have to admit that I am starting to hit the panic button because it's a repetitive thing. It seems
Mm-hmm.
to be a snowball effect that's happening. Us getting out to slow starts, us just missing easy defensive assignments, rotations, just little things that we are known to do. Like this is just simple basketball 1-on-1, and we're steadily making these mistakes. Just to throw some quick stats out there, uh, we shot 45% from the field, 31 from three, and actually shot 71 from the free throw line, which is better than what we average. So, with those numbers, you would think that it would have been a lot closer game, but I think the stat that hurt us the most was us getting out rebounded by 14 rebounds. I think that absolutely crushed us. It crushed the morale, and it gave Wisconsin a bunch of second chance points as well. Because if you look on under their stat line, they shot the exact number from the field, 45.1. They shot 43% from the three, so they shot it a lot better than we did. But other than that, everything else was neck and neck. And they shot 100% from the free throw line, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So shots out to them. But what can we do to get rolling again, man? It seems like we stuck in the mud right now. I know it's the guys are probably frustrated at just by the way they're playing, but to uplift their spirits, what do the guys need to do to get out of this hole?
Well, I agree with you. Right, I'm not panicking, but I am concerned, and I'm concerned because we're better than this. We're better than what we're playing. Individually, we're better than what we're playing, and we just haven't turned the corner. And we know the emphasis in practice and film has been about slow starts, coming out, making a statement from the start. And we just haven't done that. We both know that one of the biggest stats that we record at Michigan State that speak about effort, toughness, focus is rebounding. And if you look at the rebounding to go against Wisconsin and to be out rebounded 36-22, it's just unacceptable. If you look at every loss we have had this year, we've been out rebounded. James Madison, Duke, Arizona, now Wisconsin. And this stat is something that's been talked about amongst the coaching staff and amongst the players. So for us to lose by plus 14, I'm concerned about that because we're better than that. We started the game with two bigs, with Marty and Carson. So we have size out there. We got guys that are tough. AJ can rebound. We need our guards to rebound better because they're capable of doing it.
Akins.
These are Akins, right? These are things that we know our guys are capable of doing. And we also know these are things that are effort related stat. So I'm not pressing the panic button, but I am a little concerned because I just want to make sure the spirit is up because we know that rebounding at Michigan State is all about effort and physicality. So we need to make sure that that is the focus. Because if we don't have that card in our back pocket, that doesn't end well for us. That doesn't look good for us because that's what we're known for. We're known to be rebound. We're known to be tough. and we know to execute. And these things that Michigan State basketball has been built on, we're not doing that right now. Not making shots, we are fine. With that ball will go in the hole. We got guys that are working hard. They're in the gym, Ray.
We can live with that. We can
live with that, man. Like they're in the gym. I think every guy that we can. AJ's in the gym. Tyson's in the gym. Those guys, Jay, they're in the gym getting extra shots in. So don't worry about that. But the effort related plays, not being tough enough, that's a concern, because if we don't change that, then that means we're going to have a long year, which I do think we'll change. We have a chance. We will change it. We got some upcoming games that we can change it, but we got to do it now. Like we have to do it now.
Yeah. For me, I'm hitting the panic button. I'm hitting it, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm hitting the panic button. It's because we gotta win. Like I said, to end the month, we have a week just to prepare. It's a home game. The environment is just right. Everything is on our side, and for us to come out as flat as we did was very disappointing for me. Like you mentioned, we started 2 bigs. Why can't we out rebound Wisconsin? Why aren't we diving on the floor? Travis, I didn't see one smack of the floor on the defensive end. I didn't see guys encouraging guys. We just look sad, quite honest. If I'm just being 100% honest, it's like we sort of lost our feel and our mojo. Like we got to get that pep in our step, and we got to get back to Michigan State basketball. Like you said, we don't lose in the rebounding category. Like that's not us. We usually punch people in the face first, but we're getting punched in the face instead. So it has me a little spooked. I will never turn my back on my guys. I love the little bros, but this is, if any time, this is the time that we need to be worried a little bit, because it's just like I said, that snowball effect gets real, man. And if we don't change it soon, it could turn into a very long and very hard season.
Now, I agree. I think honesty is the best way to change it, right? I think the one thing we know Coach Izzo is talking about and the other coaches are telling the players is self-evaluate. I said this last time. You have to look yourself in the mirror. You can't point the fingers. You can't say, I want to do this and I can't do that. This person should be doing more. Coach is picking on me. No, because Michigan State basketball has a brand. And the brand is toughness. The brand is leadership, right?
High IQ.
High IQ. So why we have to right the ship is because Tyson is playing well. He's having good games. He's doing some good things. But the brand of Michigan State is we have to be known for execution, toughness, playing big games and winning those big games.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I just think it's a time for our guys to go, man, we got to self-check. Got to self-check, man. It's funny you said smacking the floor. I was at the Arizona game, and we were making a run. And I was waiting for this floor smack. And maybe we had one, but I can't really recall, to be honest. Because it wasn't enough. Like, we probably would have smacked the floor like 3 times. You know what I'm saying? The floor went about broke, right? But think about it. We played Arizona. Just to go back and have some correlation right here. We playing our ass off against Arizona.
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes, we give up an offensive rebound. Like, this is something, like you said, we have to be honest about what's going on. We're not winning 50-50 balls.
No.
You have to win 50-50 balls.
Rebounding has actually been our Achilles heel.
And that's never been that. Like,
never.
People talking about the shooting. I'm like, yeah, we want to shoot the ball better. We have to shoot the ball better, but we actually have been shooting the ball better, right? We've been doing things better, but the second efforts, the 50-50 balls, the toughness, we're not doing enough. And this is where we have to do more. And we got 2 games coming up. One on the road against Nebraska, where we're going into a tough environment. It's on the road. It's an opportunity for us to make a stand. And then our next game against Baylor, top 10 team in the country, known for toughness, pressure defense. So you got to execute athleticism. So all the things we talking about, Ray, we can right the ship, man. And then we got a schedule that's very favorable for us. So I kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but I think we're in a weird space. But I think honesty is required. Honesty is coming from the coaches. You know that. It's probably I bet you it's 5-hour meetings with coaches, 2-hour meetings with players, right?
Coach has not slept.
Hasn't slept. He's calling every guy in the office to speak with him multiple times throughout the day. He's probably calling their phone, sending them text messages. So I always say this. The one thing about Michigan State, and this is it's funny, but I do with my own basketball team, is that you're going to be prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going to say the coaches haven't prepared you. So we know Coach is over prepared. He's doing so much to right the ship. The only thing, coaches coach, players play.
Exactly.
They got to go out there and perform, bro. They got to go out there and perform.
You know what makes that statement so funny about coaches coach, players play? So I'm watching the game, right? And the camera swings the coach Iz, and Iz, I forget the player that he called over. He called him over, and Iz was like, "Do you even want to play today?" And I was like, yeah. Iz is right now, he is in his element. He's so head over heels about attention to detail. Everything right now is probably killing him. This is probably eating him alive that we're playing this way. But I hope these guys stay encouraged, man, and I hope these guys are able to bounce back, especially the guys that we need to score, the Jaden Akins, the AJ Hoggards, and I think Walk is just going to do what Walk does. He's just a walking bucket. So he needs to just keep playing the way he's playing, and then we also need Malik Hall to step up a little bit. But do you think the shooting woes of Akins and Hogger is that over with? Do you think they're getting out of their slump and they're starting to shoot better, or are we just a bad shooting team?
No, I think Jaden, he didn't shoot the ball well last game. He didn't have a good game last game, but he was 1 for 4 from the 3. But I think that we have seen the light. Yeah. We're not there yet, but we've seen the light. We've seen it's there, right? And then where's that? Flashes, right? Oh, okay. I think AJ is starting to turn the corner.
Yeah.
I think AJ, he found some mojo. Like I said, the second half against Arizona, he got to talking some shit, kind of having his swag. Yeah. And I think the last few games he has played well. So, and when you play well, your voice is, you personally think your voice is being heard now.
Yeah.
His voice was always heard because this ain't a what have you. Basketball, sports in general, I say this all the time, is what have you done lately?
Yeah.
Amongst your teammates, it's not always what have you done lately. You got a little bit in the bank. So you can sit there, you're right, you can sit there and go, hey, we hear you.
Listen,
we hear you.
He earned his spot. Okay. He deserves to be able to talk his shit when he needs to.
When he needs to. But when you're not playing the way you want to play,
exactly,
you sometimes forget that. You lose it, right? You kind of can I still say the same thing? Can I tell this guy when I'm not playing well? And we both know that's maturity with your leadership. Because you do understand, yes, I can. Why? Because I've been doing this. Right. So now that he's kind of turning the corner and he's kind of feeling himself again, I'm hoping that his voice becomes louder.
Yeah.
Right? That he demands everyone rebounds and does some more things because he's going to do it first. Right? Like that's, again, I wasn't a scorer, but when it came to effort-related plays, diving on the ball, boxing out a big old guy, like I was going to do it, and then you, the Nisos, the Lucas, like you guys were going to pick up the scoring load. But my job was to make sure the energy was there, the focus, the detail, and then your job was to, all right, let's go. I got you. Here I come. So now I'm hoping that AJ has been playing better, and let's go be the general again. Let's demand that this shit don't happen again. Let's demand it. All right? So, but I agree with you, Ray. I'm not going. I'm not hitting the panic button like you are, but I'm like this. I seen the first half of Arizona, and I was about to slam it down. I was about to hit it with two hands. I didn't know what was going on. Then I found some energy, and then Georgia Southern, I wasn't happy. I was more like, man, we supposed to do this, man.
That.
Like,
no, for sure.
Come on, man.
Sure.
Like,
for sure.
and we say this all the time. Those stats out the window the first couple games of the conference play. Yeah. Because everyone's coming in, new season, new approach. Either if we've been playing well, continue to play well. If we haven't played well, let's right the ship with this first conference game. So I want us to respond, and I'm hoping the response, even if we lose, I want to win. But I need to see the response from an effort standpoint heading into Nebraska.
Yeah, funny that you said Nebraska. Let's do a preview of Nebraska right now. Nebraska is rolling to 7-2 to our 4-4. They have 4 guys in double figures. Compared to us, right now we only have 2 guys, and I think a third is very close, near 10 points. So, and to be honest, we're shooting about the same from the field. They're shooting a higher percentage from 3. They're out rebounding us. We have the nod on the assist, but every other category is in Nebraska's favor. What do we need to do to ensure victory playing Nebraska in an away environment, which is going to be a hard task?
I tell you, Ray, if I was coaching right now, I would walk in and I would tell them, fuck all these stats.
Yeah.
We ain't looking at no stats.
Yeah.
Because right now, we need attention to detail to every player. Every guy. They got 4 guys that's scoring in double figures.
Yeah.
So right now, this game is, throw the stats out. Let's not pay attention to that. This is all effort.
All effort.
I want to play 11 guys today because I want a couple guys in foul trouble because we're running behind somebody going for the rebound.
No,
right? Like I want to send a statement that this is not the brand that Michigan State was built on.
Yeah.
The brand that we were built on is that we are going to kick your ass. Me and you played in a game where I think it was 27-32 in Iowa. No, it was 32-36.
32-36.
So like, throw it out the door. A dog fight. Let's go make this a dog fight. Let's sit here and say, every player is going to get attention like he's one of those guys.
Not for sure. Because
right now, that is the attention to detail that we need. That's what we need, Ray. I'm telling you, if I was coaching, and coach is, I hope that they're doing something in this form right now. Because, listen, we're the better team. We're the better team. So this not, if we were playing someone and they have a great record. Coach Holberg is doing a great job. 7-2. They're rolling. They got some confidence. They're playing well. But we're the better team with the better players.
No, for
Uh,
sure.
so I tell our guys, let's see if y'all really those guys.
Yeah.
You know who these guys are. We don't have to sit there and break every stat down for you. You know who that guy is over there. So let's see if you gonna man up and let's play a game that is strictly based on effort, execution. Let's not worry about them. The John Wooden thing. We ain't worried about what they doing. We focused on what we doing.
Yeah. All, all
We
the all the individual accolades and awards, get that out your damn mind. Get
got your
that
mind.
out. Get out your mind. It's only Michigan State from
It's
here
only
on
Michigan
out.
State. It's only us, man. We got to focus on us.
On us. You know what? You know what I would have did if I was coach. We've been through this one time.
Yeah,
I
we'll
would have
pass
I would have
out.
brought that I would have brought that card out.
Come on, man. Come on.
Push
Come
that card
on.
in the middle. Push that card in the middle of the goddamn floor.
Come
Hey man,
on.
y'all put on these helmets and these shoulder pads and let's get after it. Hour
We,
straight war drill.
this should never be a stat. This should
No,
never
never.
be a stat at Michigan State that
Never.
our 4 losses came from being out rebounded. Come on, man. That ain't a stat that we want. That ain't a stat that is attached to Michigan State. We could listen. Years ago, we talked about turning the ball over and things like that, right? Playing too hard, playing too fast. But being out rebounded, that ain't the stat we want to have. And that right there gets my blood boiling because it's like, like that is the stat we want to have.
No, for sure. And to make matters worse, after Nebraska, like you said, we play a number 6 ranked team in Baylor. Now Baylor, man, is different. They average 40 rebounds a game to our 30, 36, 37. But they're shooting 52% from the field. These guys and shooting 43 from the 3. So I mean, these guys, not to mention they getting up and down the floor, they're athletic, they're jumping around everywhere, and they have their leading scorer is averaging about 15, Jacoby Walter, but they have 5 guys, and I ain't talking about the damn burgers. They got 5 other guys that's averaging double figures as well. So that's 6 total guys averaging double figures. I mean, they have a roster to be reckoned with. What do we need to do? What do we need to focus on? What attention to detail do we need to have locked in to beat this good Baylor team that will be in Detroit at Little Caesars?
All right, I just told you. Don't worry about the stats
Okay.
against Nebraska. We it's effort. Now I'm telling you, let's worry about the stats. We got we got to know who these guys are. We got to know who they are, right? That Jacoby Walker, that kid, he's a freshman. He
He's
got
good.
game.
He's good.
He's coming
Bro.
off of down screens. He
He's
can
good.
shoot the ball in a variety of ways. They got multiple players that can do multiple things.
Yeah.
They're going to switch. They're going to trap. They're going to play fast. They're going to be physical. They got athletes. So now we have to focus on the scouting report,
Yeah.
right? Because now that is a game where we need that game. That's an attention to detail game. That's a game that we go in and you know the scouting report like the back of your hand, right? That's a game where we walk in the locker room and you say, Travis, what does Jacoby like to do? And I tell you, he like to go right. 2 dribbles, he pulled back, right? He shot fakes. Right. What does XYZ want to do? He goes left. He goes to a pullback. That's a game where the attention to detail have to be on point. So, Nebraska, effort, don't worry about the stat sheet. Everybody gets the same attention. Baylor, lock in on the details because if we don't lock into the details, it's in our backyard. It will not end well. If we do win that game, we have a very favorable schedule after that for about 5 or 6 games. So
Yeah.
lock into the details against Baylor. It's at home. It's prime time. It's in the NBA arena. This is one of those games that changes our season. We need it. We need it.
Now, before we wrap up, I think the key factor for us is going to be shutting down Ray J. Dennis. Ray J. Dennis now he's averaging about 14 points, 4 rebounds, but he's averaging 6 assists. So he's the facilitator on that team. He's getting everybody involved. He's sharing the ball and letting guys do what they do and getting easy assists. So I think if we can lock him up, cut his water off, I think our chances will be that much greater to get a victory here at Little Caesars Arena. But with that said, man, it has been another great episode of About Sparta podcast with me, myself, Raymar Morgan, and my dog, Travis Walton. See y'all next time.
Hey, Ray, I had to put my towel out, man. It got my boy hot. My dog, I see you.
For sure.